And from there, the headlines came in, Republicans claiming she was not only inexperienced, lacking credentials, unqualified. Some said she was the most unqualified candidate around. You can see the reports hitting the supposed inexperience. The basic MAGA attack here is on experience. And then some of them mix it in with a claim that she was not only inexperienced, but somehow only rising as a kind of inexperienced, unqualified diversity pick. They are empirically wrong. This is false, and I'm going to explain why. But to remind you what we're talking about here is some of what the right has been pushing.
This woman is not qualified or capable of having the nuclear codes.
Has never had a real job in her life.
She's not capable of leading the country.
I think she was a DEI hire.
Completely obsessed with identity over actual competence, experience, or results.
Incapable and unqualified person to be president.
Unqualified to be our country's commander-in-chief.
She's just not ready.
All right. Those are factual claims. I've told you before, everyone has not only the right, but really the obligation to debate all of our views, opinions, and preferences in the campaign. But those are claims about her experience in government and her qualifications to lead in government. They're about facts, not opinions. And they are all wrong. And they're not only factually wrong, but glaringly so compared to most presidential nominees, and especially compared to recent Republican ones. And so I'm going to show you the facts in our special report right now, because this matters, and the facts matter, and this is also a campaign topic, and they are attacking her for it, and you might hear about it at the debate. And if they are attacking her about things that are false, and I've told you about the danger of disinformation and propaganda in our democracy, well, we want to give you the facts. This is something, the kind of report you might want to remember or even share. I'll let you decide that, but let me show you why the voices you just heard are either wrong and ignorant of basic civics, or worse, aware of all that and being deceitful about Harris. The facts show presidential nominees typically have some experience in elected government. In the modern era, you could go to JFK and Reagan. In their first White House runs as nominees, the point that Harris is at now, these are the facts. They each had about 13 and 18 years in elective office. For JFK, Congress. For Reagan, governor, as you see. And voters could see that at the time. That was during their first run for president, and they knew they had that background of experience. It wasn't their whole adult career. It was a slice of it. Now, Obama had less time in national office, and people discussed that in his first run. He was running for president during the first Senate term. He'd also served in state office, so he had about 11 years total. After that, of course, you have Donald Trump, who had 0 years in elected office when he ran. Now, Trump was unusual in so many ways, and that is one where it was known at the time, but he claimed that coming in fresh was a positive. It was good he didn't have experience, he said, and he ran against the swamp, and you could make that argument. That kind of inexperience itself, though, was a first in all of American history. Every other president at the same point in time in this chart, their first run for office as the nominee, had elective or military experience. As one headline put it, Donald Trump is the only president ever with no political or military experience, running the government with no government experience. Those are recent presidents in both parties, with pre-White House experience ranging from the unusual 0 to that high of around a decade. So how does Harris compare? Well, here are your facts tonight. Kamala Harris, we'll put this in full, has more experience than all of them by a lot. And I'm going to leave this up for you because you have a lot of different numbers and historical comparisons, but this is the factual antidote to the falsehoods, misinformation, or possibly lies I showed you from Fox and MAGA. Not only does she have more experience than all of these other presidents during their first White House run as a nominee, but she doubles most of them. She's served in elected government positions for 21 years straight and counting, from those recent posts you see at the top, VP and Senate, to past executive positions like AG and DA. Another way to say it as you look at this, Kamala Harris has more experience in her first run than Reagan and JFK combined in their same respective career position. These are facts, and they're easily obtainable. This isn't like we're going back to the 1800s and researching some Whig, Tory library book. If anyone should be on defense over experience, it's the Republicans. It is telling that a person, in this case Kamala Harris, can literally be the most experienced among nominees in the modern era, as I'm showing you on the screen, and then still face political attacks and DC pundit conversations about whether she's experienced enough. Jimi Hendrix would not be okay with this. As for politics, the recent Republican presidents versus Harris, Bush had 6 years as governor of Texas. Trump had none, as I mentioned, when he was in her position. Harris has the 21 years. And the point here is not only that the MAGA attacks are false, but that voters might want to compare how polls have spent their time. We have some quick flashbacks for you. A young Kennedy there. He spent his youth in public service in the military before running for office. Harris did public service working her way up in these DA offices before she ever tried to run one. Obama did pretty non-lucrative organizing work out of school. Harris was passing on high-paying private law jobs. Those choices in their early careers are something that people tend to want to look at as voters. And that brings us to another comparison which debunks some of the MAGA attacks. Harris spent her 30s working in that California government in a DA's office. This is before she ran for office. That would be less lucrative than the admittedly very telegenic Ronald Reagan, who you see there, before he turned to politics. So voters will weigh candidates' experience and their priorities. This was a time before the power and the fame were even on the table. Running for office, trying to get power, being, on national TV and in the debates and all that stuff, those aren't the only ways to serve. And so I just showed you the photos, which kind of gets you in the mind. You remember, oh, wow, JFK, yeah, he was out doing the military in World War II before Camelot and all the rest. But if you update those charts I did to include the public service that is not just elective office, and if you ask people around the country, a lot of folks value other types of public service than just running for office. If you add that, the charts stack up even taller. Kennedy and Reagan both had military service. We've color-coded that, so that adds to the prior public service, government service they had before becoming their party's nominee and running for office. Obama didn't have that kind of government service. His total would stay at 11 years. And then if you use that wider ambit, Kamala Harris stacks even higher because you have to count her work as an employee, as an assistant DA, assistant prosecutor in 2 different DA's offices before ever running herself, plus the many other posts she's held before becoming the nominee. So you see her color coding and her total years, again, far higher, stacking, stunting, and flexing on these other past nominees at the same point in time, their first presidential run as a nominee. That's 13 extra years of government experience and builds her edge. You boil it all down, and what you see on your screen is the ultimate fact check to one of the biggest lies circulating about Kamala Harris, and one that people might repeat without knowing it's a lie. That's how disinformation works. You might hear a reasonable person say, I heard she wasn't experienced, I heard she wasn't qualified, I heard she was fast-tracked, DEI. It's the opposite. She has this edge over the nominees in both parties, and it shows, and this is as she approaches her 60th birthday, she's served publicly in some kind of office for over 3 decades. Are you experienced? I quoted the Hendrix line. Well, this is what experience looks like. This is what it looks like. And then you go to the type of politics we live in. Imagine spending your entire adult career after school in public government service, sometimes in thankless and anonymous roles like an ADA, definitely making less money than you could in other jobs, sometimes breaking barriers across gender and race, rising all the way to vice president, which everyone knows is the actual training ground, the most official position that could prepare someone to be president, and then having political hacks and their DC pundit enablers waste time claiming there is a real debate to be had about whether you are experienced enough when you are literally the most. Now, I could stop there, but this is our special report, and we have one more layer for you. Even after this fact check with, again, very easily obtainable facts, you can get information about Trump and Reagan. Imagine, above and beyond all that, that Kamala Harris faces competition of a ticket with Trump, who's an experience I already mentioned. And I'm not saying it's automatically bad. It's just 30-plus years less than her when he first ran for president. And then his backup plan, when he would become, if elected, the oldest president ever, would stack up to Harris's first running mate stint. So this is, say, 4 years ago, when she had 31 years' experience,